What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Since the last day in the life got such great views.
Did it?
Got one.
Hey! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get some.
I'm here with Nick. We're gonna do some crazy stuff today. Make sure you stay tuned. We got a whole bunch in store for you guys. So, see you later. So guys, we didn't get too far. Nick's car.
We got out of the garage finally.
We realized that Nick's car needs to get some air in the tires, and then we will be ready to go. I just wanted to film for you guys so you guys could see how great our day is going. And we will catch you in the quick update for you guys. We're still in Nick's driveway.
My car doesn't work.
His car does not work. It's been about an hour now. So once we actually get going, we're gonna see if we can fix his bike. What a day it has been already, and we're only an hour into it. So stay tuned, more fun things. What is going on, guys? So we finally made it.
Yeah,
we're going to be working on this bike here.
1987 Kawasaki GPZ1000R.
Yeah, that. So let's get into it, guys.
So we are working on the carbs. Yeah, there's no way my wires are not that long. Like, look how short my wires are compared to the ones that they need to be.
Nick thinks he got the wrong part.
No, I got the right part. Just it came sealed with cords, and I'm worried that if I pull these off, I don't know if it has screw-ons that I can let my other cords go onto. Because sometimes when they seal it like this, they seal it so that you have to buy the whole part instead of, say I broke this cord, I couldn't replace the cord, I'd have to buy the whole ignition coil again, because that's just how they do it sometimes, so you spend more money. But I'm gonna try to break the seal and pull these cords off just to see. But all right, because look at these cords are so friggin' short. Look at that. There's oh wait, actually, is there one? No, there's no way that would ever reach.
You couldn't go underneath there.
I could. I just don't think they're the right length. But we're not gonna mess with the spark plugs right now. We're just gonna pull the carburetor off. Gotta get these vacuum lines off. Come on, you bad boy. I'm just gonna finesse it a little bit. Put that over there. There's only one real way they can go back on. Like, I mean, the short one goes the closest one, the long one goes the longest one, so.
Pretty much common sense.
You bet. Now, what screwdriver do I need? Phillips head, so we're gonna get my trusty Phillips head here. We're gonna loosen up these clamps. Screw, all loosened. Well, I guess I'll pull off the air filters first. Mine aren't really the right size for this bike, so I could wiggle them off and pull them off, but I'm not gonna do that.
Because that would be bad.
They're not the right part, or not the right exact size air filters, so it's really difficult to get these to actually fit on, but they're K&N filters, so they're really expensive, and I don't want to get another set. As you can see, I took some artistic liberty and bent them out of shape a little bit so they would fit properly. Otherwise, my gas tank pulls them off because they're too wide.
Of course.
Originally, this bike had like an air box here that went here and latched on here, but I was not around for that. That's before my time. Air filters off. Then we're gonna get right on and loosen this clamp. The carbs on this bike are super easy to get to. My Cruiser, the Yamaha, takes me a solid freaking 20 minutes just to get everything off. I'm trying to debate if I want to take the throttle cables and stuff off, but I might just bend it up onto the engine block and not worry about it, because it's not gonna hurt it if you do it right. You just don't want to pinch them or anything. So as long as you don't pinch them, it'll be fine.
The one necessity when working on anything.
Impact screwdriver. These float bowl screws would never come off without it.
Guys, if you don't have one, make sure to get one. There'll be a link down in the description below to purchase your own.
Do that. Gosh darn it.
Did you replace the whole carburetor already? Like all the carburetors?
I cleaned them all out and stuff, but when I was taking it apart, I noticed one of my floats had a hole. So this is dumb. Usually when you're working a carburetor, you want to take it all the way off the bike and bring it inside or something. But I don't want to, because the throttle cables are super annoying to get off on this bike. So I'm just gonna do something dumb. Just don't pinch your throttle cables. Get this on the top of the engine block so it doesn't slip and so it has a solid surface, because you're not gonna hurt the engine block if you don't. I mean, I'm not hitting it directly with the freaking hammer, and I'm not hitting it too hard. Just enough to get these screws off without stripping them.
Don't understand the physics of it, but
well, if you want to know, this goes in like that, right? You hit it with the hammer and it goes in ever so slightly. But when you hit it, it has like a gear on the inside that it goes down and turns. So basically the physics of it is that to get the ultimate torque on the screw, you want to be pushing down as hard as you can and turning it at the exact amount of, like, the greatest downward force, like when it reaches its peak. So what this does is, as you hit it with the hammer, it gets to that highest peak of force and then turns at the same time, while also putting a little impact on the screw. So basically it'll, you know, break the corrosion up if it has any, and twist the screw out.
so like we said before, guys, if you don't have one of these and you're working on any type of machinery, you need to get one today.
Oh yeah,
it'll save your life
useful.
And it'll save you tons of money. So make sure to get one. Again, there'll be a link in the description below to get your own. Check it out. They're not that much money. I think I got mine for like 15 bucks.
Yeah, and I ordered mine, I think I just ordered off Amazon. Came with all the bits and stuff. Got it for maybe, I think, yeah, probably around $15-20. Super useful.
And there'll be a link for this particular one in the description, so make sure to check it out.
I got it because the first time I took the floats off, I took my carburetors off the Yamaha, brought it down to my basement to work on, and I immediately stripped out these screws because that was the first time I ever worked on a carburetor, and I didn't know that the float bowls were gonna, apparently it's a really common thing, the screws on a float bowl will get stripped. It's not, apparently, it really is, it's a common thing. So I stripped them all out, and I searched the internet trying to figure out ways to get it, screw extractor kits, everything I could think of. And then one of the people I saw a thread on was like, impact screwdriver. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. How did I not think of that? So I got one, hammered the bit in to the screw a little bit. Yeah, normally you'd want to take these all the way off the bike, but I'm not going to be the prime source of very useful information right now. I'm just going to take them off here. So the first time I took these off to clean them all, I noticed that this float obviously has a hole in it.
Look at that hole, guys. Holy cow.
So what that would do is it would prevent the float from floating up, so no gas would come in. I mean, it would probably float partially, but not enough gas would get in. And my bike's not running properly. It sounded like one of the cylinders wasn't firing. But when I would give it more gas, it would kind of stall. So it makes me think that it's an issue, obviously an issue with the fuel delivery. I mean, I checked the spark plugs. They all had spark, but I'm going to change them anyway because it might have been a weak spark. I checked the resistances on my ignition coil, and the primary resistances were about 5 ohms when it was supposed to be 1.7 to 2.7 ohms. So my ignition coil seemed like it was going bad, but I didn't take it all the way off the bike to test it, so I could have just been touching the frame or anything else to increase the resistance. So I'm going to try this first, replace the float, set the height to make sure it's going to be the same as these ones. So I'm going to take one of these off too, make sure the heights are all within average, because I don't have a, to test the height you have to hook up a little hose thing with a tool from Kawasaki into the drain plug. That's how you would get the gas out originally too. You don't want to flip it upside down and let it drain out. You can, but there's drain plugs here. You just unscrew these. It's just, in my experience, these always get stripped out, so I just choose not to.
Which is where an impact screwdriver would come in again.
And I'm gonna get my needle nose pliers here. I don't have my actual needle nose pliers, so I'm just using my little, I don't know, this is a knockoff, can't think of the word all of a sudden, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, what is the word? You pull this pin out here, ever so gently. I'm gonna put it with the screws.
Don't lose that
any
pin.
parts.
Yeah, do not lose that
If
pin.
you lose that pin, you will not have a float. I'm gonna
hold it.
Thank you, sir. Then you just carefully lift this out. You have your float here. Don't lose this mechanism. You need that. Otherwise your float doesn't work. Just gonna set that in there. See, that float has gas in it, so it's not gonna lift. Oh yeah, I didn't finish what I was saying. So basically the gas pushes the float up, and then it stops at the height you set it at, so that too much gas does not get in. So it lets in a certain amount of gas, but if there's a hole in it, the gas is gonna go inside the float and it's not gonna lift, so it's not gonna let any gas into the float, meaning that this cylinder is not gonna get any gas to it, so it's not gonna fire. So I'm gonna get my brand new Kawasaki friggin' part number 16031-1052. My new float. I'm gonna pull that bad boy out.
Make sure when you're ordering parts, guys, that you get the right part number and it fits the right bike. Otherwise, you're gonna run into a whole bunch of problems.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So always double check.
So I'm gonna use my calibrated iometer here. I'm just gonna look at to set your float height. You see this little metal piece right there. You have to bend that either up or down. Obviously the new one is not bent into the proper spec. So I'm going to, well actually I don't know. It's pretty close actually.
That's 20/20 vision talking to you right now.
Obviously, like I said, you'd want to use the tool, connect it to the drain plug. You fill it up with gas, you look at the tool, you line it up, and it tells you how high the gas is in the float.
But we ain't got time for that, ladies and gentlemen.
And I don't have that tool, so I'm gonna set that so it's good. Basically, this is the main jet right here. That controls, like, you know, your throttle when you're going higher speeds. This is your pilot jet down there. This controls when I can't think of the word all of a sudden. Like just you're idling, when you're idling and at low speeds. And I could take these out because I don't think I sprayed up in there, but I'm not gonna.
Guys, if you want to see a full carburetor clean video, we will have that in the future. And then you can refer to that here. But for now, we're just giving you a quick rundown. We're not going to spend a ton of time going over everything. But just know that a carburetor cleaning video is coming. So
I'll do that on my Yamaha because it's a lot easier to get that one off. Well, I mean, it's not. This one's easier to get off, but the Yamaha is easier to get the cables and stuff off and put them back on. This one is like in the middle, so I gotta squeeze my hands up in there, and I don't want to do that.
yeah, this man has two bikes, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a Cruiser, a nice Yamaha, and he's also got this Butte here. I never did a full video on it though.
This one used to run too, I promise. It just doesn't want to run now.
But we're gonna see if we can get it running today, ladies and gentlemen, for you.
I'm hoping that was the problem for why it wasn't running. But I'm also gonna change the spark plugs because well, I brought it to the car wash, right? Because I got it running finally. Wanted to clean it all up. I know it's a cruddy bike, but it's a nice bike, you know? So I went to clean her up, spray it all up in here. And I got there and I get done and I noticed my throttle cable not my throttle cable, I'm sorry, my spark plug cap here came off a little bit. And I'm sure water got in there and something, I don't know. I'm hoping changing the spark plug is gonna help because that's when that happened, that's when that cylinder stopped firing. So my ignition coil was showing signs of being on its last legs, so I'm gonna change that out. But I'm not gonna change that if I don't have to. I mean, I bought a new one, so I'll probably change it anyway. But you know, if it runs, then I'm not gonna change it right now.
Yeah, hopefully we do not have to change that today.
Pro tip here: when you're building a carburetor, you usually want to always replace your O-rings. But if there's no cracks in it, if everything's fine, clean up the mating surface and use some Vaseline. We're not gonna market who this petroleum jelly is from. I don't care. We're not advertising. But use some petroleum jelly.
Yeah, so if you're a petroleum jelly company and you want to be a sponsor, let us know. We will gladly sponsor you and all your jelly needs.
Jelly needs. You gotta lube it up a little bit. Well, the reason being is because usually when you get a new O-ring, they don't like to sit in there properly. Because either they're too small, they're too big, they're just, I don't know. They just don't like to sit in there. Petroleum jelly goes on there, fine. Some people say use a dab of super glue in the corners. I don't, because if that breaks off, that'll gunk up your jet right away. That doesn't break away, that won't go into the jet and burn. Petroleum jelly, that'll mix with the gas. I can't think of the word. I don't know what's with it.
It'll burn.
Basically, it'll mix in with the gas and it'll go through your jets and burn right out. It's not gonna clog up anything. oh my God, what is the word? Like, you know, when you mix salt and some water and what's the word?
Disintegrates?
Yeah, like disintegrates, but I can't think of the word. Like, I studied chemistry for 4 years and I can't think of
If
this
you
word.
guys know the word, leave in the comment right now and show Nick that you are smarter than him.
I can't think
Put
of
it in the
I
comments.
can't think of any of the words right now for some reason.
Oh boy. Winner will get a shout out on the next YouTube channel.
I swear to God, dude, what is the word?
If you can help Nick out and figure it out, you will get a shout out on the next
The only word I
video.
keep thinking of is freaking evaporate, and it's not evaporate.
Oh boy. So if you want to get a shout out, comment down below.
God, I'm going crazy. What is the word? This is gonna bug me for the entire day.
Alright guys, so we're gonna put this all back together and we'll see if it runs. We'll catch you when that's all done. Alright guys, so we took a little bit of a break. We went and got food, which took longer than expected. Took a little joyride. But we are now back messing with the bike. This is the do or die time. We are gonna test it out. We put new spark plugs in it. We changed the float in the carburetor. We have literally done everything we were gonna do today on this bike, and it's gonna start now. So, and if it doesn't start, Nick's gonna cry.
No, if it doesn't start, I'm gonna have to change the ignition coil, which I'm hoping I don't have to because
And then I'm gonna cry.
it's annoying.
So let's see if it actually starts. This is do or die right now. This is crazy. Okay,
Twist this with some pliers. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. What is that? Very interesting.
we noticed a small leak and it's dripping on the tire.
Do you still see it dripping?
No.
Oh.
But
All right.
it doesn't matter. That's not gonna slow us down. We're here to get this bike running,
Good enough.
and we're gonna get this bike running.
Let's see what happens. Well, let me make sure all my ignition coils and stuff are plugged in properly. Oh, I didn't mean to drop that.
Jeez, Nick's dropping his mask
onto the
now.
ground.
Look at this butte, 1981,
1987.
1987. Look at this butte.
Right now I'm just twisting the cords onto my ignition coils.
You guys want a fun bike to play around with and fix all the time. 1987 Kawasaki.
I think it's just my fork oil, but I could be wrong. I mean, let's see what happens, I guess. My turning signal's on.
Moment of truth. It starts. Got it fixed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Nick, you're smoking there, buddy.
It's okay, it's okay.
All right.
It's just oils and stuff burning off. Remember I spilled gas on it?
I just wanted to let you know.
As long as it's not coming out of the tailpipe, that's all that matters. If it's coming off the surface, it's usually just surface stuff burning off the hot pipe.
Alright everybody, so there you go. That was how we fixed Nick's Kawasaki 1987. Please leave any comments or suggestions in the comment section if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see next. I'm definitely hoping to partner with Nick on some more upcoming videos about the carburetor and some other things we got planned. So stick around, stay tuned, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.